Dobra, zaraz zaczynamy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kopium!
Here's to like 100 years more.
Czyli Grabi coś wiedział może. Wiecie? Możliwe, że coś wiedział, bo jeżeli użyli tutaj klipu Grabiego, to chyba musieli go poprosić o pozwolenie.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct. I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft. Alongside Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and the Warcraft real-time strategy games, we are all honored to be here to celebrate some big
Daj na kapkę
milestones with
głośniej.
you
Dobra.
and talk about the future. Many of us began our Warcraft adventures as players before we became developers at Blizzard. No matter which game we work on, we all share a deep love for the Warcraft universe. Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be sharing what's coming up. Some of it next year, some just a few weeks from now, and some will even be available today. So whether you've been traversing the plains of Azeroth with a view from above, or chilling in the Hearthstone Tavern, sorting out your minis for your Rumble machine, or pursuing
Today
Xalatoth
i był
and
pokazany
Puzzleguard,
Warcraft.
thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Now, what better place to begin than with the games that started it all? Here's
Warcraft
Brad
2.
Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
Uuu.
It's kind of funny how life ends up. I actually never thought about ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft 3. After I qualified for the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me his card, and was like, hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our design team. Naturally, I said I wasn't interested. I was gonna go to the Nationals, win that, go to the Worlds, win that, easy. Well, it was a good thing I kept that guy's card, because 16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world. Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better. So without further ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft 3 Reforged.
I co tam będzie, kochasiu?
Available now, this patch overhauls the environments and lighting and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game hotkey customization, a revamped ladder, and much, much more. We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns Reforged. Now, I'm not just here to talk about Warcraft 3.
Nie podniecajmy się
We're
za
also here
wcześnie.
celebrating 30 years of Warcraft. So not only will Reforged be receiving an update today, but we are also releasing fully remastered versions of Warcraft 2 and 1. So you can experience the story from the very beginning. These remasters have brand new hand-drawn visuals that capture the original art style from each game, and you'll be able to swap between the original graphics and the remastered versions in real time. For Warcraft 1, we added modern controls such as right-click move, bandbox select, and a faster game speed. Both games have also received various UI and UX improvements such as tooltips and health bars, mission select screen, and an increased unit selection. Warcraft 2 will still have multiplayer functionality, and all legacy custom maps will still be fully compatible and playable. We are also bringing back the Warcraft Battle Chest, which will include Warcraft 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So here's to 30 years of Warcraft, and I can't think of a better way than celebrating than reliving the story from the very beginning. Oh, did I mention this is all available right now?
The tides of darkness have come again. What are you doing, my son? Succeeding you, father.
In truth, it was I who was betrayed.
You must lead your people to their
Zobaczymy, jak wyglądają te modele HD. Lepsze to niż nic. Zobaczymy, jak wyglądają te modele HD. Ok? Bo na filmiku tutaj te modele tak wyglądały średnio. Powiem wam szczerze, że wyglądały średnio. Nie widziałem za dużej różnicy. O! Uwielbiam Artasa. Patrzcie, PZW, pamiętacie? Dobra. Ale... Aż laga złapaliśmy. Powiem wam tak, panowie. Trzeba to sprawdzić. Bo...
It's pretty amazing to think that Hearthstone turns 10 this
Chyba
year.
Kenshin zrobił
It's
lepsze
been
modele
such
niż
an
Blizzard.
incredible decade. Together, we've made the tavern a place for sharing joy, excitement, and some very tall tales indeed. We've made friends with Murlocs, battled old gods, and now we're traveling through space. But for me, the most incredible thing of all is that I get to work on my favorite game with such an amazing team. Ever since Hearthstone came out, we've been with you on that road to legend. I remember on my first climb to legend, I had played something like 500 games in 1 month. And as the clock ticked to midnight, I was 2 wins away and didn't make it. But I played another 500 games the following month and made it. Shout out to Darkshire Councilman. But those 1,000 games pale in comparison to the more than 160 billion games that we've all played over the last decade. And that's not counting Battlegrounds.
Update jest?
Can you believe that it's been 5
Na
years since the
Battle.necie
mode
właśnie
launched
patrzę,
at
nie
BlizzCon?
widzę.
That's 5 years of building Death Rattle Beast comps,
Macie update'a już
magnetizing
Warcrafta
mechs,
na
completing
Battle.necie?
quests,
Bo ja nie
and
mam.
collecting trinkets. It's been awesome to watch Battlegrounds grow from what was pitched as the biggest tavern brawl ever into what it is today. We are so thankful to our community for being with us over this incredible decade, and we're looking forward to the
Mi się
next 10
aktualizuje już
years in the
binet?
tavern together.
Aha, mi
The
też właśnie
future is
zaczął się
packed
aktualizować.
with even more places to explore and adventures to share. More expansions, more mini sets, and more
U
surprises.
mnie to samo.
Now, let's take a
Dobrze,
look
zobaczymy
at
jak to
what's just
wygląda.
around the
4
corner.
giga chłopaki do ściągnięcia mamy. Ale może nie teraz.
One of the amazing things
Nam
of
będzie
working at
wywalał
Blizzard is
streama.
getting to watch other teams pushing the boundaries on their own games. I think we're all genuinely fans of what our coworkers are up to, and it's really special when we find moments to collaborate. What's up, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your adventures among the stars in the Great Dark Beyond. We loved working on this expansion and wanted to take our next mini set further into the cosmos than ever before. Prepare to travel beyond Azeroth, beyond Warcraft, and into Heroes of StarCraft. I'm super excited for this mini set. It's the first time we've ever explored another universe this deeply in Hearthstone. A ton
Heroes
of
of
people on the team,
StarCraft.
so much love for StarCraft. So being able to bring it into the Hearthstone Tavern has been
Czaicie?
incredible. Some might say, it's about time. Obviously, we knew we had to go.
Ej, to jest ciekawe.
The Zerg, Terran, and Protoss factions are represented on cards via a faction banner. Not only do the cards in each faction work well with one another, they're also usable across
odważne.
multiple classes. Each of the factions also has a hero card featuring one of the most iconic faces from StarCraft. The Zerg are led by the Queen of Blades herself, Sarah Kerrigan. She gives Death Knights, Hunters, Warlocks, and Demon Hunters access to an aggro playstyle with near endless swarms of Zerg cards. After all, what would a StarCraft mini set even be without its own version of a Zerg rush? For the Protoss, we have the legendary Artanis, seeking to unify his people. He grants his powers to druids,
osobiście
mages,
bardziej lubię
priests,
Zaratula.
and rogues. He focuses on powerful, high mana cost units and uses the psionic
Osobiście wolę
powers of the
Zaratula
Protoss
bardziej
to
niż
make those
Artanisa.
cards cheaper.
No,
And
gram
finally,
to samo.
who else could we have to lead the Terran besides the iconic Jim Raynor? Thanks to him, warriors, paladins, and shamans will get a hold of the new starship keyword from the main set. But these aren't your average starships. They're battle
Pokaż karty,
cruisers.
pokaż karty.
When we first started working on this mini set, we went to the team and asked, what does this need to have in order to truly feel like StarCraft? We've made sure to represent as many units from StarCraft as possible. There's even one character from Warcraft that snuck their way into the set. Grunty, the Terran armored Murloc.
KGW. Nie no,
On top of
Hearthstone ma dużo
everything
ciekawsze
else,
rzeczy niż
Heroes of
Warcraft.
StarCraft has more cards than any mini set we've done before. There's so much to explore here. So many strategies, so many interactions, and so much StarCraft nostalgia. And we might have some special music as well, just for the occasion. Heroes of StarCraft is coming in January 2025. But there's even more coming
Pokażcie
up
coś,
for Hearthstone.
gameplay.
We're making some big changes to Arena.
As Leo mentioned, Arena is getting a major glow up. But first, let's talk about what makes Arena special. Arena is Hearthstone's premium draft mode, where you build your own deck from scratch at the start of every run. It's all about you flexing your deck building skills and card knowledge to defeat your opponents. And believe it or not, Arena has stayed mostly the same for 10 years. So we thought it was finally time for a little bit of an update. From now on, there will be two kinds of Arena to choose from. Normal Arena has a shorter format that lets you complete your runs more quickly, but still gives you that awesome competitive arena experience. And after you've established yourself in the normal arena, you'll be able to descend into the dark, dank cellar of the tavern, where challengers are engaging in high-stakes card play in our underground arena. Underground has a distinctive basement aesthetic, longer runs, and a new feature we call Redraft on Loss. This means that when you lose, you'll have the option to redraft cards and edit your deck, refining it to up your chances of winning as you take on more hardened challengers. We heard you also want a way to show off that you're an arena champion. We got you. Arena ratings will be available for both the normal and underground modes. Ranking for the two are separate, with the usual skill-based matchmaking in normal arena. But in underground arena, you'll be throwing caution to the wind and facing off against opponents of all skill levels. Whether you're an arena veteran or maybe you just haven't clicked that arena button in a while, we hope these changes offer you another exciting way you can enjoy your time in the tavern with us. And I'm happy to tell you all of this will be coming in the first half of next year. Now, here's Tyler to share
Następnego
even
roku.
more of what's in store for Hearthstone.
A znając Blizzarda, oni lubią sobie czasem, wiecie, powiedzieć sorry, nie damy rady,
Hey
opóźniamy.
everyone. As you can see, we've got a lot of really exciting things planned for the next few updates. But what kind of game director would I be if I didn't spill even more beans about what's coming next? It's going to be the year of the Raptor, and you'll be going on some awesome adventures in some of your favorite Azeroth locations. Next year, we kick things off with one of our most requested settings as we journey into the Emerald Dream. Here you'll find yourself in the middle of a legendary face-off between the Druids of the Emerald Dream and the forces of the Old Gods. They'll be fighting a high-stakes battle over the fate of the World Tree in our first expansion of the year. And things are going to heat up even more when the Druids of the Flame light up the mini-set. Our second expansion is also Hearthstone's first ever sequel, as we go back to Ungoro Crater. Join Elise on the
Zobaczcie,
hunt
jak
for a
Blizzard
mythical
próbuje
lost
wracać do
Tortollan
tych
city.
starych
Spoiler alert, keep an eye on that volcano.
dodatków.
After uncovering the secrets of the lost city, take part in a grand celebration in the 33.4 mini-set. The party-loving Tortollans are hosting a festival in honor of the mighty dinosaurs of the crater, and we'd hate for you to miss out on all that fun. Closing out the year is our third expansion, where you'll travel with Chromie through alternate realities to recruit legendary Warcraft heroes like you've never seen them before. This all leads to an epic showdown against Murazond at the end of time, and you won't believe what happens next. You've seen just how much we've got in store for you over the next year. Heroes of StarCraft, revamped arena, and 3 awesome expansions. We're incredibly excited, and we hope you're incredibly excited. Thank you so much for being part of this incredible journey. 10 years in, and our adventures in the tavern together are only just beginning.
No nic, w sumie nie pokazali niczego konkretnego. Zobaczmy, co będzie dla Warcraft Rumble.
Blizzard has this awesome tradition of sharing the journey that each team took to bring their games to life.
Rumbelek, zobaczmy.
I think this museum is a beautiful way to relive the memories of development and share that passion with the rest of Blizzard. What's up, everyone? It's been about a year since I stood on the main stage of BlizzCon and we launched Warcraft Rumble together with all of you. And what a year it's been. All of us on the team have had so much fun watching you dig into our game and explore the hero collection, the army building, the nail-biting finishes. You've beaten over 900 million bosses. And on the matter of Alliance versus Horde, you picked Team Jaina almost 10% more. But maybe, most importantly, you've summoned over 1 billion angry chickens. That's 2 billion chicken wings.
Cut.
In just a second, we're...
Jeremy, we're trying to shoot Rumble here.
Oh, Rumble? Oh, I know a little bit about that. Scoot the camera.
Dlaczego Rumble zawsze musi być cringe'ową?
When we started working on Warcraft Rumble, we wanted to make something that harkened back to our
Dlaczego to zawsze
strategy
musi być
roots.
cringe?
Like the first time I booted up Warcraft 2 on my dad's PowerMax
Dlaczego to zawsze musi być
7166 AV. I'm stoked to play those new remasters. But we also wanted to do something in our universe that we'd never done before. So we started imagining that maybe somewhere in the Hearthstone Tavern, there was a mysterious arcade machine that printed miniature versions of the heroes and villains of Azeroth and zapped them to life for you to collect and command. In those kind of early days when we were establishing the art style of Warcraft Rumble, we wanted a sense of tactility. We wanted to be able to pick up and touch the art that we were creating inside of the computer. So some of us went and printed minis and painted them up like this. And that's kind of really where all this came from. All of these minis were painted by our team. And, well, if I'm a little bit biased, but this little guy's my favorite.
What does that say underneath?
Oh, under here? Yeah. Oh, it says Jeremy. But we've done more than paint minis since our game launched. We've added new dungeons and at least 1 new mini every single season. We've got the Dark Moon Fair, new zones, and a whole new family for you to experience in the game. We added our first raid, Molten Core, and laid siege to Stormwind. In our latest season, we even bust down the doors of Ironforge.
Wow! Wow!
We ain't stopping there, are we, Vic?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. Starting right now, if you hop into Rumble, we're running our first anniversary event with some truly excellent loot.
We're celebrating 1 year of Warcraft Rumble, so if you jump in after the stream, you'll be able to snag some super cool rewards, like the very valuable looking gold kobold, which we affectionately call the Kogold. Okay, have you scanned this thing yet? Great.
We've also been working on something really exciting for later in the season. There are some characters in Warcraft that don't fit so cleanly into just one of our families. So we're adding split leaders. These leaders belong to 2 families at the same time, which really expands the possibilities of how you build out your armies. And we're not just adding 1 split leader, we're starting with 3. Up first, fighting for the Alliance and Cenarian families, is Malfurion Stormrage. And representing the Horde and Blackrock families, we got Chieftain and former War Chief Orgrim Doomhammer. And finally, leading Undead and Beasts is Anu Barak. But before any of these 3 new leaders join the fight, we're going to be reworking one that we released this time last year. Sylvanas Windrunner is finally taking her rightful place among both the Horde and Undead.
Cel
We've got an
Expo?
awesome season ahead of us and can't wait for you to check it out. We'll be right there with you. To our amazing fans, thank you for an incredible first year of
Nie, no
Warcraft
to są
Rumble
jaja,
and for your
ale oni
unwavering
robią...
support.
Nie,
Your
nie,
passion
nie.
fuels our creativity
Nic
and
nie ma
truly
dla
drives us
Rumble.
forward. But there was one more thing we wanted to talk about. Jeremy? Right? There was one more thing we wanted to talk about, right?
Czy coś jednak będzie?
Nope. That's all I had. See you later.
Może jednak coś będzie? Aha, Rumble na PC. Rumble na PC. Rumble na PC. Rumble na PC. Mówiłem? No co mam szczerze, co mam wam powiedzieć?
We are so excited that you're here
Nie
to
widzę powodu, dla
celebrate
którego miałbym
20
wracać z
years
Rumbla.
of World of Warcraft with us.
Nie widzę
When
powodu,
the
dla którego
game
miałbym
first
wracać do
came out
Rumbla.
in 2004, I remember Facebook had just launched. I'd been in the game industry for a handful
A
of
dowód
years when I
3.
picked up WoW,
Zobaczymy, jak wyglądają
and
te HD
I was
grafiki.
in awe. Even when I was running about and exploring on my Night Elf Hunter, I made friends who would group with me and tackle just about anything, including helping me save 40 gold for my first mount. I loved it. I still do, just like many of you. And as most of you know, the game saw absolutely explosive growth in the early years and brought multiplayer gaming to the mainstream.
Oli,
That in
dostajesz
turn
timeouta
created
na
countless friendships,
3 minuty.
camaraderie, and escape for people every day. It still does 20 years later. We dug into our history and discovered that across 2 decades, together, we've accumulated 1 billion days of time played in Azeroth. So many of you have joined us over the years. Some of you have met partners in the world and gotten married. Some of you have even named your kids and pets after
Poczekajmy,
characters
zobaczymy,
and
może coś będzie
locations in the
ciekawego
game.
na WoWie.
Veterans from all over the world. Those who are hearing or visually impaired or have physical challenges. We've welcomed seniors, even whole families playing together with their kids.
Jeżeli
and so many
chodzi
more who
o
call our
Warcrafta,
world
musimy
home.
zobaczyć,
No
jak
matter
te
who
grafiki
you are.
wyglądają.
When you
Mi
come
się
to Azeroth,
osobiście
you can
wydaje,
learn
że
how
nie
you
było
want and
szału.
be who you wanna be.
Jeżeli chodzi o
It's a
Rumbla,
gift for so
dodanie
many, and
PC
certainly to
buildu
us. We feel it every day.
jest ważne, ale co to tak naprawdę zmienia, że jest
One of
PC
those
build,
special stories is live now on
który i tak
Netflix
będzie
in a
dostępny dopiero od
documentary
następnego
called
miesiąca.
The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. Maud Steen, who played a character named Evelyn,
O,
lived a life
Pompeiro
in
przyszedł.
Azeroth that he couldn't in the real world.
Pompeiro
He suffered from
przyszedł.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy for most of his life and fought it courageously alongside his incredible family, who I'm proud to have met and fallen in love with. Because of Mott's and his role-play guild called Starlight, his family discovered the power of online game communities and advocate for gaming around the world as a source of joy and companionship. Sadly, Mott's was taken from this world and Azeroth far too soon. Because of Mott's and stories like his, we were inspired to create a charity pet program for Classic and our modern game to support Cure Duchenne, a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving and extending the lives of those affected by Duchenne.
Może będzie więcej graczy, to pchnie gierkę
We
do
want to
przodu.
thank you in advance for giving to this cause that offers support to people
Ja słyszałem,
just like
znaczy
Mott's.
to jest to, co ja czytałem, ja się na tym nie znam, ale podobno ciężko jest zrobić PC builda czegoś, co jest grą mobilną. Clash of Clans czy Clash Royale miał ten sam problem, że podobno tego builda nie jest wcale tak łatwo zrobić. Pytanie, ile zasobów zabrało Blizzardowi zrobienie PC builda?
Classic time walking, new world bosses, trading post items, rewards, and more with all that nostalgic flavor. In the War Within expansion that we released a few months ago, we've taken the leap into the first chapter of the World Soul Saga. More coming on that. And of course, Classic is always cooking. But this moment is about you. You're the thundering heart of World of Warcraft and always have been. Stay tuned as we share what we are serving up for you. And thanks for making Azeroth a place you call home.
Dobra, ostatnia nadzieja białych. Classic, dajcie mi coś fajnego do klasika.
Hey everyone! Clay and I are so excited to be here today during this anniversary celebration to talk about what's coming up for WoW Classic.
I can't believe that after 20 years, my Orc Warrior is still finding new adventures in Azeroth. Shout out to all my buds in Tichondrius.
Feels like just yesterday I was on my Night Elf Druid, ganking some buddies on the Teneris realm at the Crossroads. Sorry about that.
Being on the Classic team and getting to help contribute to this incomparable legacy, which has breathed new life into the original Classic experiences, I'm not sure anything compares to it. I love how vocal and passionate our player base is, not only about what parts of WoW's history they want to see come back, but also their passion for things we try and have experimented with.
Speaking of us taking some pretty big swings, in Season of Discovery, we've loved watching you use your new class abilities, take on our all-new level-up raids, find secrets, and team up to defeat Ragnaros
Ale
and
chłopaki
Nefarian.
mówią, że
We're
SOT
looking
jest
forward
fajny.
to the AQ war effort, unlocking very soon here, which will lead right into the launch of the Encourage raid. This will bring new changes and surprises that we can't wait to bring to you. Fun new mechanics, difficulty changes, new rewards. You know us well enough by now to know exactly how we'll mix it up as you wager your sanity for ancient Kiraji riches.
Beyond that, for Season of Discovery, we have one more phase to come. We previously announced we will progress through all the phases of the original Classic era. So get ready not only for Naxxramas, but new instance content featuring the Scarlet Crusade, as well as adventures in Deadwind Pass.
Fajnie.
Now to Cataclysm Classic, where we recently launched the legendary Firelands. You've undertaken difficult challenges, besting Ragnaros and his feat, and are hopefully a few steps closer to getting your very own Dragon Wrath staff. We're looking forward to bringing you the final phase of Cataclysm Classic when our Hour of Twilight patch and Dragon Soul raid launch early next year. I know you Classic players out there must be curious where we're
2
going
wychodzi
next.
6 grudnia.
Let's
Zobaczymy,
be
jak to się
honest, you know
skończy
where we're
wszystko.
going next.
Okej. Czyli nie ma HCTBC. Ja pierniczę. Nie ma nic dla mnie. Zobaczymy jeszcze, jak te grafiki Warcrafta wyglądają w HD. Ojej. Genshin mówi, że tam nie ma nowych grafik, tekstury to bez różnicy. Ile tych klasików jest? Ile tych klasików jest? Jezus Maria.
The Classic team is proud to announce that Mists of Pandaria Classic is coming, and we can't wait to bring it to you next summer. With its legendary class design and incredible raids and dungeons, set amongst a gorgeous environment and backed by an unforgettable soundtrack, we'll be traveling back to experience all that Pandaria has to offer together.
Wszystko ma klasika.
Mists of Pandaria Classic is super exciting for all of us, as well as Season of Discovery, and we love that we'll continue to be on that journey with you. But we know, we spend some time on the internet, and we've heard some of you out there, you want something fresh.
Which is why we
słyszycie
are
muzę z
so
klasika?
pleased to announce that we are bringing you the classic experience.
Czekaj,
All
co to
new
znaczy?
Fresh Realms with the WoW Classic 20th Anniversary Edition. And it's happening soon.
How soon, Clay?
Actually soon. These realms will be going live next week on November 21st, but you won't have to rush to level 60. Classic is all about the journey after all. As we've made a change, and our first raid, Molten Core, won't unlock for a few weeks after launch.
We'll be launching realms of all flavors, PvP, normal PvE, and for the very first time, Hardcore, which will progress through the phases in
To jest
lockstep with the
klasik,
other
klasika,
two. This
klasika,
means
classic
a
of
fresh
classic.
start for everyone at the same time, together, on a level playing
już się
field with
pogubiłem.
fresh economies on very large realms.
If you missed out on jumping into WoW Classic's initial launch in 2019, this is the perfect time to join our community. These servers will also launch with some of the quality of life features that came later on, like the Chronogoon Displacer to save your world buffs, and the improved PvP honor ranking system. And yes, we're also pleased to announce that these realms will progress to the Burning Crusade Classic.
Launching these servers close to the exact date World of Warcraft came out 20 years ago, alongside all the work we're doing for Season of Discovery, Cataclysm Classic, and Mists of Pandaria Classic means so much to us. We love this game, and we love the community that has made Classic
Czyli ten link
realms
to nie był
their
fake,
home
tak.
alongside their friends.
From all of us on the Classic team, thank you. This amazing journey
Ale
is one
dobra,
that's been co-written by you.
czyli
our
jeżeli jest teraz
incredible community.
Classic, który będzie progresował, czy to znaczy, że będzie Classic Hardcore, który też będzie progresował, czy nie? Nie wiem. Jak chcę Hardcora pograć.
Hi everyone.
Tak?
We're in the middle of such an incredible
Pandzior?
moment for World of Warcraft. The World Soul Saga kicked off in August
Tak?
with the launch of the War Within.
Będzie Classic
And we have been
Hardcore, który
so
będzie
excited to dive
progresował?
into the expansion alongside
Tak?
all of you. Whether you enjoy
No to
raiding,
zajebiście.
dungeons, delves, PvP, collecting
Na serio, czy
appearances,
trolujesz?
pets and mounts, role-playing, or exploring the open world, we hope you found a part of Azeroth that brings you joy. It's humbling to be standing here on the eve of WoW's 20th anniversary. Looking back, 20 years ago, I was fresh out of school, and I had just seen enough of the beta to know that I needed
Mówił,
to
że
play
będzie
this game,
TBCHC, to
and
nie
then immediately
słyszałem.
stopped to avoid spoiling the experience for myself.
No
I booked a
dobra,
couple days
no
off
to
work for launch
mamy
and
plan
was looking
awaryjny.
forward to really diving into Azeroth. But little did I know that my
Dobrze.
server would be offline
To
for the
mamy
first few
plan
days due to
awaryjny, będę nam
overwhelming demand.
pierścionki
Shout
robił.
out to Mal'Ganis.
Tylko dopiero za
Who
rok.
could I
Ale
imagine
będę robił
how this
pierścionki nam,
game would in
pamiętajcie.
so many ways define the rest of the course
Dobrze.
of my adult life.
Nie?
So, let's talk about what's coming up
Teraz
for
w
World of Warcraft.
listopadzie?
Starting with what's on the horizon. We have 1107 Siren Isle, which is
Czekaj,
currently
czekaj,
up
w
on our public
listopadzie już
test
będzie
prompts.
TBC?
This update will
Nie
go
ma
live
czasu, trzeba
next month
HC
and
odpalać
has something
za
for
chwilę.
everyone. On the narrative front, this update includes
Musimy
epilogue
gildię
questlines for
założyć.
Dalaran and the Kirin Tor. No spoilers, but this storyline features the mysterious Haranir, who also played a
listopadzie jest
starring
nowy
role
serwer?
in our expansion release in
Ale
America.
do TCB...
We'll also get into the
ponad
prologue
rok.
for where we're going
Dobra,
next,
już nie
but
wiem.
more on that
Jeden
in a
mówi w
minute.
listopadzie, drugi
1107
mówi,
also
że
of course brings its
nowe
namesake,
serwery.
the Siren Isle, a new outdoor environment to explore full of mysteries to uncover and rewards to help catch up your alts and prepare for the next War Within season ahead. Plunderstorm is returning, this time with a plunder store to give you more flexibility in earning your rewards instead of that linear renown track. Also making a return will be the latest iteration of our Turbulent Timeways event and a Winter Veil revamp. We can't wait for you all to experience this update next month. As an additional treat, for those of you invested in the story of the War Within, we will be releasing a novella that explains
Teraz
exactly
rusza
what
serwer i
happened
masz
to
rok
Jaina
na grę
and
i
Thrall
przyjdzie nowy
after they
dodatek.
left us.
Dobra.
This novella is narrated by none
Dobra,
other
okej.
than Chris Metzen and available today. So, I know many of you have already seen 1107, but you have to be wondering where
Dla
the
mnie
war
to już
within
nie
is
jest
going to take
Warcraft.
us
Sorry,
after
nie?
that.
Że tak mówię o retailu.
So
Ale dla
following
mnie retail...
Zalatath's trail is going to lead us to a
Dla mnie
location
retail
that
to już
I've
jest
been
taki...
personally
To
excited
już nie
about
jest
since we
Warcraft.
first
Ja już
settled
nie
on
czuję
the
tam
idea of an
Warcrafta.
underground
Tam za duża
expansion.
mieszanka jest dla mnie.
Undermine, the capital of the Goblins' trade empire. Fittingly, our name for the 11.1 patch is Undermined with a D.
To już na mnie...
Now, this is a city
Nie, no
unlike
nie.
any city we've seen before in World of Warcraft, standing as a testament to the
Ja już nie
intelligence
mogę
and
z tym
creativity of the goblins,
retailem,
as
jakieś
masters of
smoki,
technology and alchemy. And as
postacie,
our
jakiś
adventures
Demon
continue,
Hunter
we will
smok,
learn
co
more
to
about
jest?
goblin culture than ever
Jakieś
before.
hentaje, nie?
What's important to them,
Nie,
what
anime chciałem
problems they're trying to
powiedzieć.
solve,
Sorry, anime.
what they're capable of as a society.
To nie dla mnie.
Everything that
Ośmiornic,
makes them
jeszcze
truly
ośmiornic
unique,
brakuje,
beyond the humor
które będą,
and
nie
the
wiem,
explosions.
ośmiornica paladyn, nie?
Though, just to be clear, there's going to be a whole lot of explosions.
Ośmiornica paladyn, nie wiem, nie?
You'll arrive at an Undermine that's plunged into conflict between the four major goblin cartels: Steamweedle, Blackwater,
Mi się myli zawsze
Bilgewater, and
jedno
of
z
course,
drugim.
the Venture Company. You will align yourself with a group of your choice and run into notorious goblins like Monty Gazlo,
Czy my gramy w
Renzik
hardcora
the
grając
Shiv,
tylko...
Baron
Tak,
Revelgaz,
hardcora możesz
Mary
grać
Noggenfogger,
kupując
and more.
tylko...
Now, if
albo
you're going to be in
aż
cahoots with the
abonament.
Goblin Cartel, you can't
Tylko
be seen rolling around in
poczekaj,
anything less
musimy
than a
na
truly
Discordzie
blinged
dokładnie
out
zgadać
ride.
się,
So
co my
early
chcemy
on,
robić.
you'll earn a vehicle designed just for
Bo
Undermine
wydaje mi
to
się,
push
że
the
jeżeli
boundaries of locomotion
serwer
within World
hardcora
of
będzie
Warcraft.
progresował do TBC,
Undermine was built for
to
speed,
powinniśmy
with roads
spróbować
designed for driving,
pobawić się
which is
wspólnie
just
w
as well,
hardcora, założyć
because this
wspólną
car
gildię i
travels
zrobić sobie
much,
taki
much
cel, że
faster
chcemy
than your
zrobić
regular
te
ground
rajdy,
mounts.
nie?
You can also further
Na
adjust your car's
hardkorze.
driving characteristics. Do you prefer grip, or do you want to drift more? Do you want more acceleration, even if it's going to come at the
Musimy ustalić,
expense
gdzie
of your
będziemy
top
grali,
speed?
Alliance
That's
czy
up to you.
Horda.
You can try it all and rule the streets of Undermine, living your life 440 yards at a time. We'll also be adding a new dungeon in Undermined, Operation Floodgate, which is a race to stop a group of goblins from blowing a dam that would bring ruin to the Ringing Deeps. This dungeon will also be immediately available as part of our new Season 2 dungeon pool on Heroic, Mythic,
Grał
and Mythic
napisał
Plus
rajdy, jak my
difficulties,
Dunga nie potrafimy
alongside the 4
zrobić.
other launch dungeons
Ale się
and 3
nauczymy.
returning
Ladziuk.
legacy dungeons.
Ladziuk
Now
jesteś?
we'll have many more details in the weeks
A
ahead.
HC ma Open
but I
PvP?
can
Nie,
tell
nie
you
ma.
that one of those legacy dungeons, naturally in light of our goblin theme here, is the Motherlode from Battle for Azeroth.
Ladziuk,
Continuing to build upon one
czy
of our
będziesz grał
favorite
hardcora
parts
z
of the War
nami
Within, this
w
new
tego
zone
WoWa,
brings with it two
bo
new
potrzebujemy
delves for you to
lidera.
explore, and we're
Musimy
creating
zrobić
new
gildię,
variations
potrzebujemy
on the
lidera,
existing
kogoś, kto
delves.
będzie nam ogarniał
We're also
strategię
introducing
na te
seasonal
dungi, na te
updates to
rajdy.
Bran Bronzebeard,
Ja jestem
a
noobem.
new adversary to follow Zekvir, and a new set of goblin-inspired curios for Bran. Of course,
Ladziuk to
a new
skarbnik, lepiej
season
nie.
also means a new raid zone. We have an 8-boss raid called the Liberation of Undermine coming your way.
Widzicie?
which
Dla
takes
mnie
you
to
through
już
the
nie
streets
jest.
of the city and into the magnificent
Sorry, wiem, że
Gallagio,
tak się nie powinno mówić.
brimming
Nie?
with
Znaczy,
color and extravagance.
no nie, dla mnie to już jest
but also
jakaś
hides the
mieszanka
dark
Warcrafta w
secrets of
ogóle
its
nie
owner,
wiadomo z
the
czym.
one and only Gallywix. And for the arena
Dobra, widać, że
PvPers out
nawiązują
there,
do
we're also
Warcrafta 2.
introducing a new arena map set right amidst the
Trochę.
city.
Przynajmniej przed chwilą, tym bossem.
Now, some of you may be wondering how Zalatath fits into all of this,
Patch notes
and how
do
goblin
Warcrafta.
politics relate to
Zobaczmy.
the fate
Zaraz
of our
sobie
world
przeczytamy
soul.
patch notesy
But rest
jeszcze.
assured, Undermine plays a vital role as a
Balans jest
continuation,
jakiś?
a next
Nie
chapter
ma
in the many
balansu.
stories
To
that are
nieważne.
unfolding in the
Ale
War Within. We will
rzucimy na
have
to
a
okiem.
lot more to share on that front in the months ahead. And that is just the beginning of what we have planned for the next year. Now, as you can see, 2025 is going to be an incredible year for both modern and classic WoW players. As the World Soul Saga continues to unfold, we are reflecting on these past 20 years with immense gratitude as we lay the foundations upon which to build the next 20. On behalf of the entire World of Warcraft team, thank you so much for being the heart of the history of Azeroth. Whether you've just joined our community, been with us for the last 2 decades, or somewhere in between, thank you for making Azeroth your home.
Dobra.
And speaking of home, the team does have one more thing to share with you.
Aha, na przyszłość. A, bo nowa gierka chyba ma być. Tak? Czekajcie. Co to jest? Coś, nie, to nie chyba to. Nie były jakieś tam ploty, że nowa gra ma być w ogóle? Co to jest? Jakiś undead? Warian? Nie, kto to jest? Cringe? Nie wariant, tylko cringe? Wolf na komórkę.
Thank you for joining us today and for being with us for the past 3 decades. The Warcraft universe is a living, breathing world that's been experienced by over 250 million players around the globe. That's millions of stories of adventure, laughter, and true connection. And as the years have passed and our communities have grown and evolved, the statue behind us reminds us all how important Warcraft is and continues to be. It serves as a reminder of our shared passion for building Azeroth together. And it's you who truly bring Warcraft to life, our players, and the communities you are a part of. Thank you for being the lifeblood of this world that means so much to all of us. 30 years of history is the perfect foundation upon which we will build for the bright future ahead, and we can't wait to walk that road alongside you. And before we go, we want to share something very special. This September, 190 performers took to the stage to celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with a series of concerts in Switzerland. Prepare to dive back into the history of World of Warcraft through its incredible soundtrack performed live. And whether this music invokes cherished memories or you're hearing some of these pieces for the first time, we hope you enjoy the performance. Here's to the next 30 years.
Dobra. Moi drodzy, to by było chyba na tyle. To jest chyba tyle. Czyli tak, podsumowując, no Warcraft 1 i 2 dostały remastera, nie wiem czy to będzie miało jakieś większe znaczenie. Może spróbujemy w to zagrać, zobaczymy jak to będzie wyglądało. Warcraft 3 był czymś, co nas najbardziej interesowało, ale zmiany jakie chyba nam zaproponowali i tak są bardzo marginalne. Więc nie wiem jak te zaraz będą grafiki HD wyglądały. Kończę ściągać patcha i od razu to sprawdzimy, żeby wydać taki ostateczny werdykt. Jeżeli chodzi o Warcraft Rumble, pytanie jak dużo siły zabrało Blizzardowi zrobienie PC Builda i czy po zrobieniu PC Builda odblokuje im się jakaś tam pula osób, które może będą mogły pracować teraz nad kolejnym contentem do Rumbla, to się okaże. No PC Build, no Rumbla nie będę robił contentu, to jest pewne. Może PC Build spowoduje to, że po prostu czasem sobie będę przynajmniej te daily questy robił, ale nie więcej. Z tego wszystkiego najbardziej zainteresował mnie WoW, Classic, TBC, HC i tak naprawdę to mnie najbardziej zainteresowało z tego wszystkiego co było. No nic, dobra, zobaczymy jeszcze jak wyglądają te HD modele i tyle.